Let me tell you that I did not expect to be posting a video taking this ship out, because this is literally the second standard match I have played in this ship, and it turned into an absolute stormer, as you can see from this splash screen. It's the Tier 7 Pan-Asian cruiser, the Harbin, and I got this out of a crate at Christmas, one of the free crates, because I don't have the money to throw at crates. So as we just click through the build and setup, which is probably far from optimal from those that play cruisers on a regular basis, and please do let me know in the comments what build you are running on this if you play this ship regularly. As you can see, my commander is only 15 legendary 1. I haven't even got him promoted that high, and in reflection, looking at this after the match, I thought maybe I could tweak this and set it up a little bit better, but it seemed to work well enough for this game, and so I'm not going to knock it for that. But Chen Xiao Quan here, and who am I running? I'm running there Makawa to give me some reduced detectability, and Kuchnetsov to give me some additional range, because what I do know about the Pan-Asian cruisers is they're very squishy, and in this game there's a lot of battleships with a lot of big guns. It's a Tier 6, Tier 7 game, so perhaps Wargaming's matchmaking was feeling a little bit sorry for me and decided to give me the benefit of the doubt. And I'm looking around to see what I've got here with me. Now, as I said, I do run the engine mod on this because, as with the British cruisers, I find that where you've got a cruiser with a smoke screen, you need to be able to stop quite quickly to make that smoke screen effective and to cover you before you start firing your guns. And it is squishy, so I know not to go too broadside. But I think there's a little bit of luck involved here, and I think later in the game I am going to get overpenned a bit, which is probably going to save my skin a little bit. But I'm just looking at what the torpedo range is on these, because as I said, I didn't even check the setup before I went into the game. And the best bit is, if you look there on the right side of this capture point, we can see that the Bismarck and I think it's the Zeton are going round to the flank, and so the destroyer completely ignores the flank as well. Oh, sorry, completely ignores the cap, and he heads out to the flank. Now, the Cossack only has one set of torpedoes. They are single fire as well as a single spread, so I'm hoping that he can actually do something on that flank that is going to be useful. Now, having popped my smoke and seeing that Charlie Cap is turning, I'm asking the destroyer to please go in there and spot, because I don't want to be in my smoke screen without a sonar, which this cruiser lacks. It does have a torpedo reload, but those torpedoes are deep water torpedoes only, as you can tell by the circle of the torpedoes, not a triangle. And for those of you that play Pan-Asian destroyers, you'll find that the majority of those also are deep water torpedoes only. So know the difference. You can't torpedo another destroyer with a majority of Pan-Asian destroyers. And the same, you can't hit a destroyer with deep water torpedoes from a Pan-Asian cruiser. Now, I am spotted, so I know that the destroyer is obviously in this cap, so I'm going to give this ship a little bit of a wiggle as I move in. I'm looking there, you'll see that I'm spotted, and then I'm targeted. That means that somebody is getting ready to fire torpedoes at me, and as soon as I'm not spotted and that disappears, I'm going to put a turn in, because I expect that there are torpedoes coming. There we go. So I wasn't too far away from them, because those are quite fast. I know there is a Sinop down there around that corner, and if I touch this cap, he's likely to want to come out and have a go at me. There he is. This is bad because I'm pretty well broadside. But what I do know about the Sinop is that he has limited damage controls, and I have a decent number of guns which have a reasonable fire starting chance. I can't remember the exact percentage, but we're going to bait this guy into coming for us. And then all of a sudden I see all these secondaries popping off from the side of the screen, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a second, our destroyer was there, what was he doing? So I put a narrow spread out, I put a wide spread out, and I'm going to pop my smoke when it becomes available, but I'm going to try and kite away from this Sinop and get away from the secondaries of what I see out there is a Zeton, but lo and behold, there is the Bismarck II. Now those torpedoes were fired quite quickly and in haste because I wanted to get the heck out of dodge. I'm literally expected to be full penetrated up the backside by this Sinop at any point, whilst trying to do what I can to find myself some cover from all the secondaries of these two battleships, hoping at the same time that the Cossack is going to keep them spotted. Now these torpedoes, they do pack a punch, and that is the first kill of the game. It's first blood. The Bismarck goes down, and I think he's so annoyed that in the end stats he actually rage quits. The Zeton looks like he's taken a flood too. He's on fire, and I'm going to keep the pressure on him all the time, very aware that the Sinop is behind me, but there is a second kill. Sinop has thought better than pushing into the cap. I think he didn't like the fact that there's a smoke screen. But then we see the Lightning, one of my favourite tier 7 destroyers. Short smokes, 2 salvos of torpedoes, single fire on those as well. I don't know if he's fired as torpedoes, but if he has, I expected they're heading for my smoke screen. The Cossack is running away, and so I am going to try and keep on this guy with my guns, but these shells are quite floaty. I wouldn't say they're as floaty as the Dallas or the Atlanta, but they do take their time to get on a target, which means hitting things at range that are very agile can be quite difficult, and we'll have a little bit more of that later on. But there we are. That is kill number 3 of the game, and there are 5 ships left. Now I asked the Cossack there to say, can you go and capture that point? And he says, yes, I will. And I'm thinking, okay, great, you're finally going to do what a destroyer's supposed to do. I would have at least contested the cap, but I think I did a decent enough of job of that, and he is going to go in and take a solo cap on that one. Now I did want to push into the cap and take some XP for that, but I was worried about this Sinop pushing round the flank on us, so I'm going to push out to the flank, kite away from the edge just in case he's sat on that corner down there, because if the Sinop is heading in the opposite direction, then the Cossack should be able to spot him from the south end of the capture point, and there he is. So we know he's already damage controlled at least once, and I'm going to use the understanding of the game mechanics here, because we're going to get him on fire, we're going to get him burning, and what we're going to watch for is how long it takes him to decide to damage control his fires. Is he going to do a single? Is he going to do a double? Is he going to let it tick? So there we go, he's damage conned straight away. So now I'm going to keep wailing on him, and we get a fire pretty much straight away. Now I seem to recall that Russian battleship commanders, you can gain a damage control party, but it greatly reduces the duration of that damage control party, and straight away we're on to a second fire. So we're going to keep the pressure on with this one, because the destroyer has got him spotted. We have got cover between he and I, and there's another damage con going in. Torpedoes are rolling in on him too from the Cossack. So does he take a hit? Yes, he does. He takes 2 hits and another fire. And I'm thinking, am I going to get the kill here with a fire? Is the destroyer going to get it with a flood? So I am going to do what I can to try and make this kill number 4. He's blind firing where my guns are shooting from across the top. I think I managed to avoid all of that. He's damage controlled again. We get another fire. He has got to be out of damage controls by this point, because he must have hit it 3 or 4 times already. And the lightning, he is obviously in smoke and trying to pick himself up a kill, and that's a little bit naughty given how much work we've done on this guy, and given how much we've done to save that Cossack's backside in the opening minutes of the game. So I'm now going to push round, because it's me that's going to have to do the spotting, and I'm going to see if I can get this guy done and back to port. Although we do control the capture points, red team are pushing back hard, and actually I think red team are going to have the better game out of this. You can see that I'm being targeted again. That's the sit-up. He is burning again, but at range, as you can see, he's got a long time to get out of the way of these shells, so it's hard to pick the right spot to place the gun reticule to drop these shells on him. But he's ticking down, and I'm thinking, come on, give me the kill. The lightning is chipping in as well, but there we go. That is an arsonist. That is 60,000 fire damage on ships to take him out. I'm feeling good about myself, because I'm on 4 kills. There have only been 5 kills to the team, and there are 4 ships left on red team on the game, and I'm thinking we are in Kraken country. But what can we do to make this happen? Looking at the map, there were 2 ships in the center, a battleship and a cruiser, and there are 2 ships that are heading away from the right hand side of the minimap, and they are coming towards us. So I'm thinking we can pull the advantage even further. We can head towards the south cap. The destroyer seems to be heading in this direction too, although for me I probably would have headed out towards the center of the map and spotted that battleship, because those guys that are coming around the outside of the right hand side cap are now going to be in a crossfire from, I think it's the Charles Martel that's in the cap and the battleship that is out there too. So the game is not won yet. We do have an advantage, but that is just being reduced by the P. Heinrich being burned out by the Charles Martel. Again, another ship that has limited damage controls. We've got a Colorado, we've got an Amalfi. This could get sticky. Now I'm thinking, who is the best for a Kraken kill? I know the Amalfi is a slippery customer. A lot of people run that as an agile cruiser, but I do see that he takes a big hit there and loses a significant amount of his hit points. We slam it into reverse, knowing that those guys are going to come into range, and hoping that the Cossack can keep these guys spotted. He's not in torpedo range, so we're going to have to go guns. And at the moment I'm thinking I'm probably going to lose out on a Kraken here to the Cossack and his torpedoes, because the chances are he's going to YOLO in on this guy, torpedo him, have the kill, and that's it. My dreams of a Kraken are over. But there we go, we get a fire on the Colorado. I see that the Amalfi is low health, and this guy is just left rudder, right rudder, twist, turn, change speed, and it is almost impossible to land a shot on him. And I'm thinking, I've got 2 ships coming my way. I need 1 for the Kraken. One of these guys has to go out of the game, but it's almost like RNG deserts me completely here. The Amalfi knows that he can keep twisting and turning and avoiding my shells, but we do get the odd hit on him, and we're starting to fire into where he thinks he's going to turn. All the time we're worrying about where that Colorado is. We know he's likely to come into torpedo range. He is going to want to run down our smoke screen, because he knows we are going to be a pain in his backside. So there we go. The Colorado is in torpedo range. We're going to put a double spread out there. We're going to use the torpedo reload booster. We can't get on the Amalfi. The Colorado is going to start turning now to get all of his guns. So we're predicting where that turn is going to end up. We're now going to start kiting away. We've only got 2 turrets on, but every time he fires, that gives us the opportunity to twist back a little bit and get all of those guns onto him, all the while looking for this Amalfi and looking for this 5th kill. We're almost on to 900 points, and my worry as well here is that we're actually going to win the game on points before I can convert this. I'm trying to get rid of this Amalfi. He runs into the island. All my turrets are on the go, and I'm trying to time when this Colorado is going to fire at me. But look at this. I just can't seem to land a shot at this guy. His rudder must be running at full speed. But 2 torpedoes on the Colorado, and as Spartan Elite 43 would say, that's the Kraken, and that is number 146. But can we convert it to a 6-pack with this Amalfi? The answer is, come on, keep firing, land those shells on him. What is going on here? We're not going to get it, are we? More shells on him. This is absolutely unbelievable how this is panning out, because at the moment I'm feeling like I'm playing Dizzy Ducks, shooting in every single direction and not able to hit a damn thing. But he chunks me with a salvo of AP, so I'm thinking I need to turn into him now, and that is absolutely crazy. But the lightning lands a hit. He gets the kill and ends the game with a victory for blue team. 172,000 damage, high caliber, Kraken 146, arsonist and first blood, and we smash through the 3,000 base XP marker for that game. And let me tell you, my hands were shaking a little bit after that one. But looking at red team, they played a very hard game. And just so you're not, I'm actually bullshitting you. There you have it, that this was only the 2nd standard match that I played in that ship. So to walk away with a Kraken after all that craziness is certainly a very good reward. Smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about that one. In fact, what your build is on the Harbin and how you have it set up with captains and inspirations. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.